All right, solve for x. So we have all this mess here on the left, and the variable x is way up here. So we want to solve for this variable x. So right off the bat, a couple gimmes that you could kind of see right away is that we have this -3 squared. Okay, so that's just basically saying -3 times -3, and we know that gives us a +9. So what we could do is we could just kind of erase this here and replace that with the number 9. And then you could see this fraction, 3/9. We could reduce that. Okay, 3/9 reduces. We could divide by 3 in the top and the bottom, and we get 1/3. So instead of 3/9, we now have 1/3. And then another thing that you may notice is that here we're dividing. So we have all this divided by 1/3. Now, if you remember your basic fractions, whenever you're dividing by a fraction, basically what you do is you just multiply by the reciprocal. So in other words, what we could do is multiply by the reciprocal means that instead of division, we now have multiplication, and the reciprocal is just basically, we're going to have 3/1. Okay, that's the reciprocal. All right, so we took care of that. Now we kind of need to attack this portion of it. So we have this 2 raised to the 16th power divided by 3 divided by 16 to the -2 power. Now, if you remember that if you have something like 1/3 to the -2 power, that whenever you have this negative exponent, that what you do is you move it up to the top and you get rid of this negative sign. So we're going to say that this equals 1 times 3 squared. Okay, so we're just basically moving this 3 to negative squared up to the top. Okay, we're going to do the same kind of thing with this 16 to the -2 power. So we're going to say 3/16 to the -2. That's going to equal 3 times 16 squared. Okay, basically over 1. So you see what we did is we just moved it up to the top. Okay, that's what you do when you have these negative exponents. It means you could move it, flip-flop it along this division bar. So we just moved it up to the top. So what that means is that we could replace this, we could replace that with this. So we're going to erase this. And now we're going to call this 3 times 16 squared. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is we have this 3 and this 3. They could cancel out. Okay, so what we're left with is 2 to the 16th divided by 16 squared equals 2 raised to the 2 raised to the x. Okay, that's kind of where we're left with. After we're doing all this work, we kind of reduced it down to this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and erase all this stuff up here. Okay, and then just kind of move this up. So now what we want to do is we have this 16 squared. Okay, 16 squared. We want to rewrite that in terms of 2 raised to some power. So we know that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that equals 16. Okay, so we're going to say 2 raised to the 4th power equals 16. So we could take this number 16 squared, and in place of 16, we're going to write 2 to the 4th. So we have 2 raised to the 4th squared. Okay, here's our 16 squared. 16 squared. Here's our number 16. We're just rewriting it. Okay, so we could replace this 16 squared with 2 raised to the 4th squared. Okay, 2 raised to the 4th squared. Now we also know that 2 raised to the 4th squared is the same as saying 2 raised to the 8th power. Okay, when we're doing exponents, when you have something being an exponent here and another exponent here, that you multiply together. So 2 raised to the 4th squared is also equal to 2 to the 8th. So we're going to go ahead and just write that in here. 2 to the 8th power. Okay, we're almost done. So now we have this 2 raised to the 16th divided by 2 to the 8th. So that's going to be, if you remember your rules for exponents, that's going to be 2 to the 16 minus 8. So that just equals 2 to the 8th. Okay, so this whole thing is now 2 raised to the 8th power. So we're almost done here. So now we have 2 raised to the 8th power equals 2 squared, and that raised to the x power. So now we kind of need to make this here into an 8. So we have 2 raised to the x equals 8. Okay, 2 raised to what power equals 8? What's going to be 2 times 2 times 2? That equals 8. So we're going to say 2 to the 3rd power equals 8. Okay, 2 to the 3rd power equals 8. So here we have 8. Here we have 2 raised to some number equals 8. Well, we just discovered that 2 to the 3rd power equals 8. So we know that the variable x has to equal 3. And there it is. There's our answer. X equals 3. Okay, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please press the like button. If you want to leave a comment down below, go ahead and do that. And if you want to see more of these videos, simply subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you.